Hello, beautiful Aquarius. Welcome to your reading. Today we're going to dive into your energies for next 3 months, and this is going to be about material stuff, money, career, and success. Now we're going to look into the symbols and the signs, what you need to be aware of, and then we're going to jump into your coffee cup. By the way, if you want to enjoy this message, go ahead and give a thumbs up and hit subscribe if you haven't already. We have a cup of tea here with this man with big eyes. I wonder what's happening with him. So it seems like here he's trying to stay awake. That's why he keeps looking at the cup of tea and remaining centered. So I feel like you're trying to catch up with certain things, but this is forcing you, and maybe you are going heavy on the tea here or heavy on the caffeine. It can be the situation for some of you. Oh, okay. Blessing is disguised, a beautiful card. It actually tells us the story of this Chinese farmer and his son. And what happens there is you're not really staying centered, okay? Maybe you are worried about what's going on around the world right now, or maybe in your environment, you're worried how the things are going to play out. Okay, this is a very gory scene. I'm going to pull another one to cover it. Okay, we're going to get to that. What happens there is you are not remaining centered by trying to be on top of everything. You cannot control everything, you cannot control the outcome. You need to just get back into your center. Whatever it is, he's meditating here. He's focusing on himself, even though there's a beautiful dancer in front of him. He's not getting distracted by it because he has a goal. He has a purpose. You definitely have a purpose when it comes to money, success. You want to have a certain lifestyle. You have a desire, but maybe you're not really totally focused on that. You're focused the negativity of the situations, environments. You're focused on the worst case scenario here. That's why you're having nightmares or when you're awake. The thing is, you need to pull yourself back from there. There is a blessing in disguise, and I feel like the blessing in disguise happening and actually like representing here, we have a repentance. There might be a situation that like you have been put in the spot and maybe they're blaming everything on you, or maybe you come up with, Aquarius, you tend to come up with some idea and or a thesis. This is against the social norms. This doesn't mean it's unethical. It means that it's against it, because social norms it doesn't mean that always have to be ethical. Sometimes you follow certain rules, and at the end of the day, when you compare it to ethics, we realize, oh, what are we doing as humanity? It's so bad, which can be seen in the old ancient practices. There was like the things that human beings did. And I think here there's such a thing happening maybe right now in your environment. You have been in a space that nobody understands where you're coming from. But the thing is, this is actually going to bring the renewal here. I know as human beings, we don't recover physically. Like I think, which animal was that? The tail grows back. I forgot the name of it. Comment down below. We're not like that. However, emotionally, we have the ability to recover. Okay, we're really strong. Okay, so it seems like here, this is the emotional situation. If the physical situation or financial situation you're going through, this is going to bring in renewal, a reset into your life, and this is going to be a blessing in disguise that you don't really anticipate right now. You're going to see it when, at the end of the day, you're going to say, you know what, this couldn't even happen better than I couldn't calculate this way. Let's see what's going on here in your cup. I see there's a pathway opening in the 3rd month timeline. There's a chunk of money I see here. You can see it right there. It's falling right into your heart space, into your home. A piece of it coming in the beginning of the 1st month, and maybe you're going to actually give a piece of it away. It can be a payment. It can be like a taxes. It can be something that is going to take a chunk of it. Sometimes we tend to think, oh, if I give it, it's going to shrink. What happens is everything actually starts growing when you start sharing, when you're giving it, okay? So I feel here, even if you have fears, that's going to be okay. You're going to be fine, and it's going to actually work out better than you can imagine here. We have a funnel forming. There's an eagle flying coming towards you. Eagle can be symbolizing an opportunity to break free from what the structures that is holding you, and it didn't land it yet. So it can be something in the air. It can be air is an idea, is a thought. So it can be something in the works right now. Maybe you haven't write it down, but it keeps coming and going to you. So it's time to maybe start maybe putting it on the side, or maybe start, if you are a person who shares the thoughts with the trustees, the people that you trust, maybe start to just throw it on them and let's see how it's going to actually work out. And then it's forming a funnel here. It seems like it can be even something that can collect some money for you. It can be an idea. It can bring some investments into your space. Okay, it's forming a funnel here. I see that you're going to have a very busy first month. I see there's like a person wearing like a hat, a big hat, which has ribbons actually coming out of it. It's a weird hat I see here. And what happens is there's a face off. There's like a man with a nose, big nose here showing up. I see letter E as their mouth, and there's another one coming up here. What happens here is this can be like a good and the bad and the right and the wrong. It can be like a black and white, two figures in front of you actually going at it. And maybe you are the center of you're in the center of it, or you're watching, observing this. This doesn't mean that you need to participate. But the thing is though, I feel like you staying on the brighter side of the story is going to be important here. This can be even two people arguing. Maybe you have two bosses, they're actually arguing. This can be two family members, they're discussing about money. And it seems like there's a side that when you look at from a third eye perspective, that's clearly on the right, and the other one is clearly intrusive here. The hat, the ribbons on the hat kind of symbolizes maybe they're putting up a show and they know that they're doing it, but still they're pursuing it. And this can also be inner conflict that you're having, by the way. A part of you wants to do the right thing, the other part of you wants to do the wrong thing, but you can see that part of you is actually like creating fluff. It's not the real thing. So it's about basically, like, think of it, two children fighting, and you're the adult right there to tell them do the right thing. Okay, what happens after that is a bright sunshine coming in. There's a contract showing up here. There's a pathway opening right there afterwards. It can be a new beginning. I see there's a second one with a number 2 on top of it. Number 2 can symbolize partnership. So it seems like here, when you stay on the right side, there's going to be even offers coming in, supports coming in. And the 2 can also indicate balance. You're going to have balance, even if this is a situation that creates imbalance in your financials. It seems like the balance is going to be following really quickly, swiftly. I see there's a second pathway. The first one here is very light. It can be like a thought path. The second one we have here is a very busy pathway in front of you. I see there's a woman here. She actually has this kind of like a traditional ceremonial hat that she's wearing. This can be an event, guys. This can be something outside your comfort zone. It can have some like money attached to it. Maybe you're serving in that space. If you're the one doing this kind of ceremonial dances, teachings, it can be something like that as well, because this is like a spiritual at the end of the day. Or maybe you're attending to one of those. It is in the first month again. Maybe this is about like actually, can be even a therapist that you're talking to about the conflict inside of you. It doesn't have to be like something very complicated, but I see kind of like a ceremony energy here. Another thing I see, there are 2 chunks of money showing up within the third month. The second month, you see the number 2. It's about actually balancing the books, bringing balance, finding partnership, and communication lines are opening. The new pathways are opening. The third month, I see 2 chunks of money showing up. One of them is in the heart shape. So this is your heart's desire. And one of them is a man actually holding like a bag in his hand and handing it over to you. This can be a payment that you have been waiting for. At the end of the third month, I see a roof here. Everybody got the roof. I don't know if there's like house-related issues happening all around the world. Or it can be, I see there are 2 people here, maybe like an inheritance issue about like a property, if you have such a thing, or maybe if you want to buy a home with your partner. It can be also coming back to surface. It's not clear yet, but it's actually resurfacing here. Let's dive into your saucer now. If you have a specific question, a desire, and intention, hold it in your mind. There's a cat, kind of looks like a cat inside of the heart. You're protecting it. Cat likes their home, by the way, guys. It can be you're in your comfort zone, Aquarius, which you tend to explore outside your comfort zone a lot. You're not like earth signs. However, this is something you are really protecting with all your being. And now this is turning into a squirrel holding acorn. What happens with the squirrel? They hide all those acorns and they forgot where they put them. They forget it. And what happens if they forget it? They turn into trees. Okay, so this is in your heart that you are protecting something, but it seems like here that protection requires investing. Okay, you might be saving some things or like putting certain things away, which has value, but putting that into a box is not going to bring the value. Maybe putting it something that will actually return something, bring something in return, can be the smart thing to do. This is not a financial advice. This can be something that you need to look into. That's why I'm speaking it. Okay, it's not because I know what I'm talking about financials. This is actually this is a disclaimer, and then we're passing that your desire coming in waves, guys, but it's coming really slowly. Some of you might be actually planning a long-term thing. This is like you're desiring maybe money for the long-term thing. Okay, so that's why it's coming in pieces in the long term, it seems like here. Another thing is you're surrounded by a crowd right there, and your field, your energy field is clean and clear, but there's a crowd surrounding you. I'm going to interpret this in two ways. You might be dealing with family, or maybe if you're in sales, you might have a lot of people surrounding you and you're trying to close deals right there. Or maybe this can be a lot of clients, students, if you're a teacher. You're surrounded by a lot of them. But the thing is, you are only bringing light to some of them. So you're not really accepting all the abundance surrounding you. Maybe you're rejecting it. Maybe your body is rejecting it, like by pausing you. Maybe you're feeling sick because of it. But the thing is, there is like an upgrade happening in your life, but it's not really happening really swiftly as fast as you desire it to be. The first month, like this is actually, I see if it can take it like next 12 weeks, for example, this is actually the third week to the 6th week. I see there's like an improvement happening here. You're allowing things, but after that, there's like a pause coming forward. Okay. Maybe you might need to rest and rejuvenate as well, which your body might need that. Okay. Your mind might need that. Let's see what the cards are going to tell us this time. We're going to look into the 3 months. Let's see what the first month has. We have a beautiful, emotionally fulfilling offer coming forward, which I feel here I told you there's like an event happening. You might get invited to that space. It can be an experience that will bring emotional clarity when it comes to following your passion and desires, or maybe skills that you have, because I recently heard somewhere that instead of like following your passion, follow your skills, so what you do the best, because that's how you serve humanity and that's how you actually bring wealth into your life. Or this can also represent something that you are offering, they're offering. There's an equal exchange happening here. The second month is going to be all about trusting that the things are working out. Let me tell you the story of the 3 of Wands here. We have a merchant standing here looking at the sea. In the original tarot, he has actually ships on sailing here. What he does is he's actually setting off to a new adventure, which is your side of the story. You are actually going to set off to a new adventure here. But the thing is, you insure those ships. Those are insured ships. They're not really going into the water randomly. Okay, they're not really in the mercy of the sea. So you got everything already, and now you're trusting that the trip is going to be well. Even if it doesn't work out well, it's still going to be benefiting you. So it's about yes, sailing from where you are to new horizons, but it's not only getting stuck there, it's about having the backup plan too. Okay, so the second month is going to be really important to cover your back. We have the third one here. I told you, you come up with an offer and the counter offer comes forth here with a blessing. And it seems like some of you really attracting like a passionate endeavors into your life. It's like it is going to have material satisfaction in it, yes, but it is going to be something, because what happens is like you want to have money around you. You can work in a bank and count money all day. It doesn't mean that belongs to you. It doesn't brings you pleasure. Okay. So this is not going to be that. This is about having fun. This is about having fulfillment, having joy in your life. So then whatever you have will be plenty, more than enough. And maybe even the more of it will actually manifest itself, come into your life. Okay. So this is going to be really exciting for you. And let's see within the first month, we have 5 of Cups here, disappointment. So 5 of Cups comes, I feel like here with the Ace of Knight of Cups. So something that is offered might not really involve everything that you desire. That's why you might have a tiny bit of disappointment. But this is actually Page of Wands energy here. This is going to push you towards a direction of self-expression. It seems here it is going to bring more passion and creative ideas to you, because it's not going to satisfy you the way it shows up, which is going to, from this point to the I had to sneeze, a very brutal sneeze, so I had to pause, guys, sorry. But sneeze actually is an approval. It seems like here, what seems to be a disappointment can turn out to be an exciting idea that leads you towards this new journey here. The second month, we have the Queen of Wands. You're going to really fire up this space, guys. This is your passion. This is something you're passionate about, really starting to pay very well. Queen of Wands is confidence. I feel like you might start to do this thing in a very, like, with passion, but not with experience. But in the second month, it's going to turn into an experience. Think of it as like maybe launching your YouTube channel and posting your cats videos there. And then looking at it and, oh, okay, this is actually getting views. Maybe I should just post more of those with like a structure. Just look at like how to create a shorts video or whatever it is. And it's going to have some professionality. Also, it says spontaneity, which doesn't really align with Queen of Wands too much, because she's a confident woman. She knows what she's doing. But it's going to also have that kind of like impulse, creative impulse in it, okay? The third month, we have the Knight of Wands. I told you this is actually you galloping towards your desire. We have the King of Cups here, someone loving, someone gentle who will be assisting you there. It can be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Can also be someone who is very like fatherly, or I mean, you see, look at him. I talked about cats. We have cats all over the place right there, and beautiful animals. So someone who's a gentle soul might be coming forward to help you. And this is 9. Solitude, Hermit, competition. You might even find something to really boost your energy up in that space. You might take, like, this person might actually show you how to clear your mind. They might have like a kind of expertise, but it seems like this is going to also give you a lot of like boost to come up with creative ideas. And it seems like at the end of the day, it has some sort of like a satisfaction. You might be even like gaining some material success out of it quickly if this is like a new endeavor. Or it can be actually 9 of Pentacles is long-term stability and enjoying the wealth that you're creating for yourself, okay? Let's see your oracle has to say. Thriving, basically. That's exactly what the 9 of Pentacles is. You're going to be thriving in wealth. Healing chaos is a good one here, because I told you there's a transformation definitely coming in. Or maybe you're going through something that is seeming like negative, like here, the blessing in disguise, and that's going to be healing also. We have a gateway here, a horse right there, and unicorn is your wishes and desires, the things that you don't believe possible coming to your life. And there's a new gateway, a new dimension you're stepping in, and new beginnings. I said 3, this is the third new now. It's a new beginning happening for you. It seems very beautiful to me so far. And let's pull an affirmation, and during this time what you should be paying attention to, because wealth is not only having like a paper in your wallet, it's also enjoying your life and everything around you. Okay, let's see, what do we have? I now establish a new awareness of success. I know I can be as successful as I make up my mind to be. I move into the winning circle. Golden opportunities are everywhere for me. Prosperity of every kind is drawn to me. Wow. Everything I touch is a success. Basically, you might receive during this next 3 months a Midas touch, guys. Okay. All right, beautiful. That's all for today. Hope you enjoy your reading. I'm going to add some more videos right here for you to enjoy. I wish you all a magical day. Bye. Hit the subscribe and join the family.